Well, that didn't take very long. So Conor McGregor was coming off of his loss to Mayweather. You know, aside from arguing that the fight was stopped too soon, that he was fatigued, it wasn't. It was fatigue. It wasn't damage. Yada yada yada. Aside from that, he he had put out a Facebook post that. Oh, was it a Instagram? I don't know. I forgot what it was. Being all humble and saying that like it was an honor to fight Mayweather, blah 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 blah. That he had never fought over 25 minutes. And he's proud of what the work he put in, proud of his performance, and proud of his team, and the whole night. Then he was out there partying, and just no care in the world. And then now he's just recently be coming out, and the excuses have started. All of a sudden, Conor McGregor is talking about, oh, I regret, basically saying he regrets doing the Mayweather fight, that he sold out. He didn't say sell out, but for the money, he put himself in a position. He gave away all his martial arts to just fight a limited art form for the money. Like, what duh, you fucking dumbass. Okay? Of course you did it for the money. Well, why else did you do it? Like, everybody knew that's why you were doing it, right? So I told everybody he's going to come out. He's going to start saying, oh, and now he's out in an interview saying, well, Mayweather won't come to my world. And, it's just, this was expected. This was absolutely expected, right? He's already making all these excuses, man. He's already. Now he's not even down to fight Paul. Now Paul has to go to the UFC, right? They still haven't released the full sparring footage of him and Paulie Malignaggi. They still haven't done it, right? August 26th was the fight. They have yet to release that footage. What's going on? What are we waiting for? What's going on? Where's the footage? Everybody remember when Conor was talking about how he's going to take over? Like, I'm going to take over. Like, Conor, can you beat? Yeah, I could beat every fighter at 154, 160, 147. Any single one of them, I will destroy them. They've never seen anything like Conor McGregor, he said. All right. He went from that to, I'm like water. I'm going to be like water, and I will be a martial artist in the boxing ring, and I will take over to, basically insinuating that it wasn't fair. That if it was a real fight, the moment they got in the clinch, the fight would be over. If it was a real fight. Like, it was a boxing fight. That's what you signed up for, you fucking idiot. Right? Like, what does he think he signed up for? Like, it's the sport of boxing has been around for over 100 years with its current rules. Okay? Right? So it's not like somebody just made up these rules for him to fight him. Right? It's not like two dudes got together and negotiated what way they're going to fight. Right? Conor McGregor wanted a boxing fight, and yes, for the payday, and for the chance to maybe beat Mayweather and become a bigger star. And if he would have beat Mayweather in a boxing fight right now, they would be calling him the best fighter of all time. Right? We would be talking about a McGregor fight with Gennady Golovkin. Okay, would be or a rematch with Mayweather. I mean, they're already saying, oh, if he beats Floyd, he's the greatest martial artist that ever lived. I mean, it's the upsides to him winning were great. Like, everybody knew that. Okay? Like, it's even in the MMA world, they were saying these things. There was no downside to it. None. There was no downside to him losing. He was expected to lose. If he did good in any way, shape, or form, it's the praise is going to be monumentous. Everybody knows that, right? So he received praise and, a pat on the back. Good for him. Okay. I honestly still stick to the fact that he was carried for about 4 rounds. Okay. I still am convinced of that, but it's irrelevant, right? But Conor McGregor, if he's just going to make excuses after he loses in a boxing fight, then I don't want to see him in boxing. All right. I know he's getting a lot of praise for, you got to respect him for going to boxing and trying it out. And if he's going to be making excuses, if he wants to reap all the benefits of winning, but when he loses, just make excuses and say that he wasn't allowed to kick and he wasn't allowed to knee and he wasn't allowed to take it to the ground, that he was forced to fight with just his fist. That is, honestly, that's the most retarded excuse ever to losing a boxing fight, ever. Because if you sign up for a boxing fight, you know the fucking rules, okay? And if you know the rules, you can't complain about the rules after you lose, okay? Saying, I only lost because I was only allowed to use my fist is stupid, all right? That's like saying, I only lost that basketball game because I couldn't put the ball in the hoop. If they allowed me to tackle, right, I would dominate in basketball. Well, that's not the way it works, right? You can't go play badminton and say, well, I only lost because I wasn't allowed to use a tennis racket and a tennis ball. Can you believe I challenged the badminton champion to a badminton match and they let me use tennis rules? In fact, I challenged Usain Bolt to a 100-meter race. And you're not going to believe it. He only wanted to race for 100 meters. I mean, he wouldn't go 10 miles against me. You know what? I told Michael Phelps I could beat him, okay, in a freestyle 50-meter swimming race. But Michael Phelps wanted me to get in the water. Well, why doesn't he want to challenge himself and face me, okay, in a sport that is in land? This is how stupid, honestly, this is how stupid Conor McGregor sounded right now, right? Well, in fairness, he is admitting that he did it as a money grab, and he's having some reservations and maybe some regret of doing it. I mean, maybe he shouldn't have done it, and blah, 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 okay? This is him trying to prep himself back up, okay, trying to recoup some of his reputation because, well, there's some people that are reasonable and they say, look, I did not expect him to beat Mayweather. Maybe he did even better than I thought. Good for him. Now I want to see him, back in the UFC, right? That's a very reasonable way to look at it. But if you look at it this way, okay, if you were one of the people that actually believed that he could knock out Mayweather in under 4 rounds, well, and you want to pretend like you didn't feel that way, well, there's some issues going on, okay? There was bodies in this planet. There was millions of people walking around, like everyday people. They could be your mailman, okay? They can be your doctor, your nurse, okay? The cashier at Walmart, okay? Random everyday people walking the dog across the park, just regular people, just everyday people, right? That actually believed that Conor McGregor was going to destroy Floyd Mayweather. It was the biggest scam ever in the history of sports. Like, it wasn't, he has a chance, I'm going to watch to see if he does it. Or there was a lot of people like that, but there was people that actually thought he was going to win. They believed that. Later on, they said, oh, yeah, but if Mayweather would go to UFC, he'd lose in 2 minutes. That's not the point. You don't see millions of people. There's no millions of people that believe Mayweather could go dominate in the UFC. Okay, there's not an epidemic of that. But there was an epidemic of people that believed Conor McGregor had the touch of death. Okay? This lands one punch, Mayweather, boom, goes to sleep. It's a wrap. Mayweather's never felt power like that. They believed this horse shit, right? So now he's on fucking damage control. Now it's all, well, I wasn't allowed to use my full arsenal. And I thought it didn't matter. I thought you were like water. Remember? Like you're like Bruce Lee. You're like water. Like you put water in the teacup, it becomes a teacup. You put water in boxing, it becomes boxing. Remember that bullshit? Huh? What happened to all that? Oh, you got stopped by a guy who hasn't really legitimately stopped anybody like in 10 years. Right? let me say this, right? That's all this is. And I thought you felt you were winning. I thought you felt that the ref screwed you over. Well, why are you so upset? Why are you bringing up the fact that you couldn't kick and you couldn't knee, right? Like this wouldn't like be accepted anywhere else, right? It just wouldn't be accepted. If in any other sport, okay, if you go to another sport, and especially if you're claiming you could dominate that sport and be the best at that sport, and you go and you fail, you can't say, well, it's because it's unfair because you have to play by the rules that already exist in the sport, right? I mean, Conor's making it sound like we have boxing rules, but Conor was only allowed to punch with his left hand, and that's it. Or they have to tie a hand behind his back, or like he's making it sound like he had to do something that nobody else is has to go through when it comes to boxing rules. I know he's being a sore loser, man. I'm telling you that right now. I knew this humble little thing wasn't going to last, okay? And unlike Paulie, I still think he has a crazy obsession with Conor McGregor. I believe he needs to let it go, obviously, but I have yet to see the sparring footage. There's no reason they can't release the sparring footage. None. There's zero reason. It's time to release the full 12 rounds unedited with no theme music, no sounds when McGregor lands punches. Okay, no, nothing like that. Okay, I want to see, all right, unedited 12 rounds. Let's go ahead and post it because I'm wondering if it's going to be the same thing that happened when he sparred these other dudes. Okay, like Van Heerden. Okay, like when they released their version, with Conor like acts like they didn't do, right? And then later on, when they released the unedited version, it was just a totally different story. So I'm very interested in that. They said that they have no problem releasing the footage after the fight. Well, I'm waiting. Okay, is somebody on it? Like, it's any day now. I mean, during the camp, you were releasing shit every day. You had since August 24th, August 26th. I'm sorry. Let's say August 27th. I still don't see any footage. What the hell's going on? Also, all right. Right now, Conor McGregor is saying that that Diaz, okay, has priced himself out. All right, Nate Diaz has priced himself out. Maybe it's true, guy. I don't know, but for the amount of money that third fight's going to make, he should get paid too. He should get paid for the amount of money that fight can make. But if he doesn't fight Diaz, there's some other lightweights that are going to, I believe anyway, will cause a lot of problems for him. I think Conor knows he's trying to maneuver himself here for another big fight or two. And then I think he's already planning his exit strategy. Right? I honestly believe that. I think he's planning that exit strategy ASAP. Right? And once, if he ever gets defeated, like soundly defeated in MMA, and that mystique of his goes away, I just don't know what's going to happen with Conor McGregor, right? Who knows? Who fucking knows? But anyway, yes, it's true. Conor lost, and it is true that boxing has rules where you can only strike with your fist. Who knew? Maybe Conor didn't know this until the bell rang. Maybe they told him in the corner, oh, by the way, Conor, you can't kick. Like, what? What do you mean I can't kick? No, you can't choke him out. What do you mean I can't choke him out? No, you're just going to have to fight him with your fist. What? Nobody told me this. Maybe they lied to him. Maybe they told him he could do all that stuff until the day of the fight. The fuck out of here. Anyway. And not only that, just a couple of days ago, he was saying that he could beat Mayweather in a rematch. Just a couple of days ago. Right? Like the dude, he's all over the place. He's all over the fucking place. Right? This guy. Unbelievable. What's even more unbelievable is all his little fanboys that just buy everything this motherfucker says. All right? All right, let me see if I could... I don't know why my phone has been acting so freaking slow lately. Is it because the New Galaxy phones coming out. Is that what my Ed's phone is slow? I wouldn't fucking doubt it. Anybody else have that issue with a YouTube app? We had to reload the pages like 2-3 times. I mean, it's fucking annoying. Anyways, guys, this is DStyleBoxing. I'm out.